Good morning. Welcome to Just for Today, a time of eclectic reading, sharing of perspectives, meditation, and prayer. I'm Reverend Rafe Ellis, Senior Minister and Spiritual Leader of the newly joined Centers for Spiritual Living Communities of Columbia and Greater Baltimore. Today is December 12th. And this morning, again, I'm reading from the Science of Mind magazine, the March 23rd, March 2023 edition. And this morning I'm reading from page 67, the first two paragraphs of an article by Javon Seeley titled Cultivation of the Inner World. And here's what it offers us. Within all resides fertile soil that embraces the seeds deposited by the mind by way of thoughts, self-beliefs, or inspired ideas that fall or are intentionally sown into this creative soil. The soil in our inner world is impersonal and does not judge the seeds we consciously or unconsciously choose to plant in our inner gardens. Instead, it gracefully and joyfully empowers these seeds to germinate and blossom as experiences, whether positive or negative. That, beloveds, is how metaphysics defines the soul. Soul is synonymous with law. It is synonymous with the activity of creation, that receptive part of the creative process that is solely subjective to the thought that it's given. And it really doesn't care. It is 100% impersonal. It offers no resistance and it offers no celebration. It simply acts upon what it is given, just like you have a garden, right? If you have a garden, the weeds grow right alongside of what you planted. You didn't intend to plant weeds. However, using the soil that you use, planted weeds right along with what you intended to plant. And I think we have to get past our defensive reflex to this idea of choice, right? To stop defending from that place of, well, I didn't choose that, and understand that choice isn't pointing fingers. Choice in this context is not about blame. It's about taking ownership so that we can empower ourselves to make a different choice. Everything we do is a choice. Everything. And 90% of it or better is unconscious choice. That doesn't make it less of a choice. It just makes it less conscious, less in our awareness. And we get to change that part of ourselves. We get to become aware of what we're choosing. And then by owning that, yes, I chose that, I instantly stop being a victim. Because as long as I'm believing I have no choice, I am consenting to victim consciousness. So when I choose, when I own my choice, now I am equally empowered to choose differently. And I invite you to begin to language it as choose differently, to let go of better or worse, and just choose differently. Right? You make a choice, you get an experience. If the experience doesn't match the desired outcome, choose again. That's all. Just choose again. And each choice brings us closer to alignment of our spiritual truth. So that's what those two paragraphs spark in me this morning. So I'm going to read those one more time, take us into our 5-minute meditative practice. I invite you to just practice being present with whatever comes. Cultivating the inner world. Within all resides fertile soil that embraces the seeds deposited by the mind by way of thoughts, self-beliefs, or inspired ideas that fall or are intentionally sown into this creative soil. The soul of our inner world, the soil of our inner world, is impersonal and does not judge the seeds we consciously or unconsciously choose to plant in our inner gardens. Instead, it gracefully and joyfully empowers these seeds to germinate and blossom as experiences, whether positive or negative. So let's take that into our time of meditation and contemplation. So breathing into this moment, recognizing that life is breathing life, that there is one power, one substance everywhere present. No beginning, so it has no end. It simply has always been. It simply is. That it is unlimited. That it has no circumference, no edges, nothing that limits it. So its very center must be everywhere present. Whether we call it the quantum field, whether we call it God, the great mystery, it is beyond a name. It is nameless. It is changeless. And by changeless, I am recognizing that it already is infinite possibility. And it already is everything, seen and unseen, known and unknown, formed and unformed, visible and invisible. That it already is. That everything that could ever possibly be already is fully present in, through, and as this one power, this one substance. That it creates, it manifests form, it expresses itself individualized. That within itself it plants its own desires. And the activity of law within it. The doer within the creative process, within that triune nature, acts upon it and makes it so. And so that same process is born into all of creation. Because it is the nature of Creator itself. It is the substance itself, out of which all is made. And so I, being made out of that substance, am a portal of this creative process. And what is true of me is true of all creation. The same power, the same efficacy, the same agency of the one substance to manifest, to create, to express, is the truth of all being. And so I recognize that just as desire in the infinite is expressed, desire in me is a desire within the infinite and is expressed. And that is true for every expression of creation. And so I claim and affirm that we are each moving into a new awareness, a new ownership, a new dance, a new relationship with this reality of choice. Free of guilt, shame, and blame, free of any paradigm that assigns anything negative to the power of choice. That we simply recognize it as the activity within us to create, to move consciousness into that creative process, to use creation more accurately, to express desires, to expand the infinite's experience of itself as this journey we call our individualized lives. And that we joyfully take ownership of choice, knowing that to own the power of choice is to equally own the power to heal. The power to reveal what is chosen is the power to heal by choosing differently. And I claim it, I affirm it, I choose it now. Recognizing that what I choose for my individualized self, I choose for the whole body of creation, because there's only one of us here. There's only one harmonious operation of life. And that just as every cell in my individualized body is connected, every cell, I am a cell in the whole body of creation, and we are each inextricably connected. So what happens in one place happens every place. What heals in one place heals in every place. So I claim and affirm active, conscious, intentional choice that plants what is desired, what is intentional, what brings about the greatest wholeness and beauty in this garden I call life. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for that blind doer, that soul within the creative process, the actor, whatever we call it, law, that simply receives and acts upon it, expressing it as manifestation, expressing it as form, as experience, as function, without regard to what it is expressing. It simply expresses what it's given, perfectly mirroring back what is held in beliefs, what is held in mind, offering life continuous opportunity to celebrate, to heal, to correct course, or create more of what we want. So I am grateful that every desire already exists. There's no waiting period. It's already here, simply waiting for us to notice it, to recognize it, to embrace it, to embody it, to be it. And so I celebrate. And knowing it's already done, I let go. I let go of all of the desires, all of the lies that operate in my head that tell me I need to make it happen. And in its place, I look for where it already is. I let go of every shred of doubt that would minimize my full experience of what life has already made manifest. I let go. I let go of even the very idea of my way, so that I can experience the way. Ashe. Shalom. Aho. Amen. Amen. And so it is. Namaste.